Hey guys, no makeup on. I've actually got my foundation on, but that's it. Thought that I would do a little tutorial on myself. It's been a long time in between 40-year-old tutorials. So I've already got my foundation on. It's the Too Faced, no it's not, it's the NARS Sheer Glow. So it's the it's the NARS Sheer Glow. Use the bottle to prove the situation. I'm going to put on my brows now. I'm really still trying to work out how to set up my lighting for things like this because I really love natural light, but obviously natural light is, that's a really nice idea. But if, for instance, today the world is ending, it's kind of been flooding on the Gold Coast a little bit. The cyclone is coming apparently, so it's pretty dark, and so I'm just gonna do one brow for you guys. And I'm always consistently brushing the hairs down so that I can really see what I've done here. And make sure that I haven't left any harsh stripes and edges because I really hate seeing that. Always tell when I'm due for a Botox top up because I struggle to do my brows because everything's falling off my face. I used to have tattooing. I've had it done like a few times now, and like maybe over the course of 10 years, and I literally, there's nothing left. Okay, so you can see that that's my 90s brow there from when I over plucked in year 9. Got a little bit pluck happy in front of a magnifying mirror the day before school photos, and that's the result of that. So okay, so I know that I'm notorious for doing the same makeup look all the time on myself and maybe even on my models, which is a wing liner. Today I'm actually going to attempt on myself a really dark, strong eye, and I've done this before, but then it never really turned out dark because it's just creatures of habit. So anywho, Tom Ford has sent me this awesome, it's like a little brown metallic eyeshadow, and I'm gonna give it a go. So I'm just gonna load up my brush, get rid of any fallout, and I'm just going to put this all over my mobile lid and hope to death that I don't get any fallout because I've done my base first. I never really wear dark eyeshadow. I often feel like it makes me look worse, which is not what we want. But, and having said that, maybe it's because I'm just not used to seeing myself with dark eyes. And I'm also so lazy. I would rather keep sleeping or do something else than have to do my makeup. I really don't enjoy doing my makeup. This is a really pretty color though. It's like a bronze with a metallic through it. And bear in mind that I'm not as young as I used to be, guys. So as a general rule, I always say to steer away from shimmery shadows because obviously the lids start to look a little crepey the older you get. But to be honest, this is not really looking that bad. Looking quite youthful there. So the excess that's on my brush, I'm just going to start to soften the edge. I've got quite deep set eyes, which means, for those of you at home, my brow bone is quite prominent, and if you stare at it long enough you can really notice that. So when you're doing shadow on different eye shapes, in particular deep set, you want to knock that brow bone back, which means covering it in a darker shade, which is what I'm doing now. I'm starting to pull up the shadow up the eye to hide that bone. And the older you get, the more your brow bone becomes more prominent. So your eyes are basically sinking into the back of your skull, which is great news for us. Now this is pretty shimmery, so if you don't follow my makeup or if you haven't ever attended one of my masterclasses, you'll know that I actually have a rule of no shimmer past the socket line, because I find that this area up here is extremely textured and I don't want to draw attention to that, which is what a shimmer will do. It's going to draw attention to any imperfections. So there were hairs there, there probably are a ton of hairs there right now because I'm overdue for my eyebrows to be done. So I've also got a scar in my brow. A lot of people do from when they, you know, fell over as a child or whatever. So I like to keep that brow bone matte. I'm moving on to the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Pillow Talk Luxury palette. I'm looking for transition colors that I can blend this away to nothing. And I'm just basically gonna use these two mattes. So we're gonna start with the darker shade. This is a Mia Kana brush from Crown, part of my eye set with Crown. So this brush is going to just go right on that edge of that dark color. But I'm going to go in with the last final color, which is this top pinky color. And it's important that your last color up here is so similar to your skin tone, that as in not too dark, and you just want it to basically blend to nothing. And I'm taking this right up to the brow so that we absolutely have no edges whatsoever. This makeup stuff on yourself is bloody hard. This is why I don't do this. I guess if you were doing this all the time, you'd be used to it, but my hat goes off to the girls that do like a full smoky eye on the reg to the office or whatever, because I just couldn't be bothered to do this. Okay, so that's one blown out. Okay, so I've popped on my waterline liner. You know that I love a good liner on the waterline, and this is going to be a dramatic look, so why not? So I'm going to do my top liner. I was going to do my wing liner, but then I was like, girl, you're meant to be doing something different. So I am going to use one of the Mecca Max. This is one of their Zoom shadow sticks in the shade Espresso. To break the mold of what I keep doing all the time, I'm going to use that same espresso underneath my eye, wish me luck, and smoke it out. This is dangerous, but you know, living on the edge. And I definitely want to have that connecting into the top so that it's a smooth line. There's no dips in here, which is a very common thing to do. Blending stuff on yourself is tricky. Love this color though, super pigmented and strong, and look at how big this eye looks in comparison to this eye. And I'm going to use that same Tom Ford just to smoke this out so it's not so stark sitting there by itself, and I'm using just a Smashbox Smoky Shadow bullet brush. This is extreme. In all my life, I have never had a black smoky eye that I can recall, unless maybe I got one when we were training in MAC from one of the makeup artists. I can't remember, but I'm seriously, when it comes to my own makeup, the most lazy, conservative, reserved, less, like I never experiment on myself. So I thought it was time that I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone, and I'm that meme of the person sitting with a towel on their head on the bed, staring at the ceiling or scrolling through Instagram when I should be getting ready. Hi. Okay, so now I'm gonna put in a little bit of this gold highlighted shimmer color out of the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette, just in the inner corners, just the little V in here. Okay, now I'm going to move on to my cheeks, and I'm just using the Tom Ford, this is the glow stick that I have just been sent. I'm not sure if it's new or not, but they've just sent it to me. I'm going to start with the highlight side here, and I'm just going to do it on the orbital bone, just that C shape through here. I've never used this before, so this is risky after all this work. keeping it well away from the eyeshadow, and I'm just putting a decent amount on there. It's actually a really nice color, and I usually use the Hourglass sticks, the highlighter sticks, and they kind of, I guess, set really quickly. This is a lot more stickier and more glass-like looking, which I kind of like. Down the nose a little bit. I do like that highlight. Good work, Tom. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this in the apple of my cheek. Oh, hi there. I'm going to war. And with my finger, just blend out those edges. Again, just focusing on, I had that color where I wanted it, and now I'm just blending it in, blowing it out so that it doesn't look like I've been running. That's beautiful. I don't know if it's beautiful under these lights or if they're forgiving or whatever, but that skin's looking quite nice. Okay, so I'm going to highlight my Cupid's bow, the Mecca Cosmetica Enlightened, which is a favorite of mine. I pulled out a new lip pencil. It's by Mellow Cosmetics. No, it's not. It's Melissa Sassine. Sorry. And it's Nude is the shade. So I love overlining my lips and everyone else's that can do with a little bit extra. And you can only kind of get away with it when it's matte, so that it doesn't reveal the true edge of where your natural lip stops. I'm going straight over the top of my Cupid's bow to give myself more of like a bowed lip, instead of having that deep Cupid's bow visible. And it's going to make my top lip look bigger. We're going to my good side. Okay, we don't want to go ham and make it look like I've done that. Remember that Kylie Jenner lip challenge? Okay, I feel like I needed a little bit of a darker color to overdraw the top lip a little bit, because this color is kind of too similar to my skin color. So this is my trusty NYX Cosmetics. This is a matte lip liner in the shade Soft Spoken. Next minute I'm like, hey, Ronald McDonald, is that you? Okay, so I've pulled out my favorite Lancome lipstick, which is what I'm using at the moment. It's the 510 Drama Matte. It's a nude, it's matte. Believe it or not, I've only just started wearing lipstick in the last maybe 6 to 12 months. Baby steps. That is the completed look. I'm going to take some pictures in natural light as well. Thank you all for watching. I hope this wasn't too long for you. I am going to do my bottom mascara off camera. That's the final touch for this. And let me know if you enjoyed this and if you would like to see any other looks and what they may be. Was it too long for you? Sorry about that. But please let me know, because I can always make them shorter. Thanks, guys.